Alright everyone, so today I wanted to share with you guys a suggestion on something that you might want to consider saving up some gems for, and normally I wouldn't put a video out there like this at a time right now because I feel like it would be too early, but I've seen some hints from Netmarble that this might actually be coming soon, and that's why I wanted to put this out there. So even if it does turn out to be a little bit later on, at least the information is out there and you guys can start to prepare now. But what am I talking about? Well, I am talking about the exclusive units for Hell Raids when Hell Raids do come out. Now, we have indeed seen some hints that Hell Raids might be coming to the game pretty darn soon. And I want to start off by sharing this image again right here of the 3 free guaranteed SSRs that we are going to be getting throughout the half anniversary events. Now, Week 2, Week 3, and Week 4, we're going to be getting Blue Slater, Green King, and Red Nunchuck Bond. And the significance of these units, first of all, is that they're free, and everybody loves free SSRs or free coins. But second of all, it's that each of these 3 units is specifically focused on one of the demon raids. You've got Blue Slater, who is really focused on the Red Demon. You've got Green King, who's really focused on the Gray Demon. And you've got Red Nunchuck Bond, who's really focused on the Crimson Demon. Now, what this means here is this is really a hint that something related to demons and death matches is going to be coming to the game soon, possibly even tied in with the half anniversary events that we have right here. This could definitely mean Hell Raids, considering the global version of the game still doesn't have that yet. And with Hell Raids comes costume upgrades, cosmetic upgrades, all that sort of stuff. And with costume upgrades and cosmetic upgrades comes the exclusive costume demon units. I don't really know. I guess the Valentines units is probably the best way to say it, but I think there is a pretty strong possibility that we are actually going to see this on Global before Valentine's Day. And especially with the pace that Global has been going, we've been going very quickly with a lot of stuff. This is actually one of the things that we have not gotten yet. And it's kind of like one of the banners that we are lagging behind a little bit. And if you don't know what I mean by that, if you actually take a look at all of the banners that we've gotten here on Global, and you go here to, like, you know, where we're at right now, which is Lost Vein Meliodas, Fraudrin, we have the Blue Arthur, which came for the half anniversary. That was the very start right here. If you back it up a little bit right here, you can see that the Red Elaine, Jenna, and Zaneri Valentine's units, we still have not got that set of units yet. So, you know, is it really going to be a full 5 to 6 months before we see this? I think that that's pretty unlikely. I definitely think that we could be seeing it a lot sooner, and it could be as soon as the ending of the half anniversary event. So what does that mean? Well, it means a couple of things, because it's not just the actual units themselves that you want to save up for on the banner, because in order to end up getting their bonus, you need the actual unit, but you also need their costume set. You need the full set equipped, and you need the unit in your team, and what that's going to do is it's going to give you a bonus drop to the costume upgrade items that you end up getting from Hell Raids. Now, when this banner comes out, it's going to function very similar to a lot of the pickup draw banners that we have. The notable exception is kind of good news. If you do get unlucky here, what you can do is you can end up swapping 2 coins from one unit to another unit that you are looking for. But you can't do this to 6 out of 6 because you could see there on the right that the exchange limit is just 1 unit max. So this is really just if you get really, really unlucky, and let's just say you get like 4 or 5 Elaines, but you still haven't gotten a Jenna, or you still haven't gotten a Zaneri. That's kind of what this is to help solve. Now, obviously, as well, very importantly, this is only if whenever this does come to Global, if it functions the same way as it does on JP. We've already seen things differently, so another disclaimer here that things could definitely still be a bit different. Now, getting into the significance of these actual units here and their costumes. Now, I'll throw out a number of 150 gems. That's not the number of gems that you're going to get all 3 of these units guaranteed. I wish that was the case. I wish I could give you guys that luck, but that is additional gems that you might want to consider saving for their actual costume sets. And let me show you guys this screenshot right here, which was when this update came out on the JP version of the game. You can see price 30 gems each, and what that's for is for their costume set. You can end up purchasing the headpiece for Elaine, the weapon and headpiece for Jenna, and the weapon and headpiece for Zaneri, and I believe the weapon for Elaine ended up coming from an event where you got it for free. It might still be a little bit differently, so 150, that number is not set in stone, but, you know, around 150, 180 or so gems, that's what you're going to also need for the specific costumes for these 3 units here. And obviously the body costume is going to end up coming from URing those units, and combine that all together, pulling the unit, getting the full costume set, and then actually using that unit in the Hell Raids is going to end up giving you here, I'll just read it straight from the notes, with the full costume equipped and the specific character on the raid team. After clearing a Hell Raid, you'll get a costume upgrade material ×1. So Elaine will be for Crimson Demon, Jenna for Red Demon, and Zaneri for Gray Demon right there. So I know it's a lot of work, it's a lot of preparation. That's another reason why I think putting a video out there right now, even though it might still be a while, I don't think it's a bad thing to get it out early, is because, you know, there's a decent amount of preparation that's going to need to go, especially for you guys who are free-to-play low spenders, in order to really get all this stuff to get that bonus. And because these are exclusive units, it does not look like they end up going to the actual summoning pool. I already took a look here. I did not see them in Part 1. I did not see them in Part 2. I don't believe they end up going to the regular coin shop. You know, I'm not a JP player, so I don't know this stuff to be 100%, but to me, what it looks like is it could be a very long time, if ever, for you to get an opportunity to get these units again. So if you really want that bonus for the Hell Raids, you absolutely do want to prepare for this. Now, really quickly, just to end things off here, I want to actually go over the units because, you know, out of everything that I've really talked about, notice how the actual power of these units, the strength and how good they are, it's not really the main focus. Now, there are definitely still some very good features of power for these units. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but some of their abilities and some parts of their kits are definitely still good, especially I think the Red Elaine here and her passive, but these units are not really all about their power and their strength, you know, especially with Lostvian Meliodas coming out. It's really difficult to compare units to him in terms of their power level, but you know, let's go over it anyway, because you still might find some applications to use them besides the actual Hell Raids for their bonus, but that's what they're really mostly about. Collection purposes, getting them, getting their costumes, using them in the Hell Raids, and getting those bonus costume upgrades. That's mostly what it's all about. But first of all, you have Jenna here, and getting into her skill kit, she does have Infect, which is going to restrict the recovery stats right there. 250% damage. It does apply for 3 turns, which is a pretty long time. And then her second ability here, cancels stances on rank 1, by the way. And then it goes all the way up from 180 to 300 to 500% damage. Ultimate inflicts break damage to 560% on one enemy, and you can get that up to 840% if you do get her up to 6 out of 6. And her passive / unique, this unit can only receive 1 debuff effect. When this unit has a debuff effect, increases the unit's attack by 20%. So she is really focused on the Red Demon right there. And then you have unit number 2, which is Zaneri. Getting into her kit here, inflicts damage to 180% on one enemy, disables ultimate move gauge for 1 turn, and then the rank 2 goes up to 270%, the rank 3 goes up to 450%, but also the ultimate gauge is now disabled for 2 turns instead of 1. Second ability here removes debuffs on the rank 1, and then you've got the removes debuffs and 30% heal, and then you've got the remove debuffs and 50% heal. So another heal that is percentage based and not based off of the actual attack, so that's really nice right there. Then you have her ultimate, creates a barrier around all allies equal to 380% of attack and increases HP related stats, which is also recovery, regen, lifesteal, by 25%. And this barrier right here also does not have a duration as well, so that's really nice, because if there is no way for the barrier to actually, you know, kind of go down, then you get to end up keeping these HP-related stats, which is pretty cool. So very interesting ultimate. Don't know the exact applications this is going to have on global when it does come out, but it's pretty interesting nonetheless. Then you have her passive unique, fills the hero's ultimate move gauge orb by 1 when the hero removes debuffs on all allies. And of course, Zaneri is going to be really focused on the Gray Demon, and of course, she's going to end up giving you the extra materials for Gray Demon as well for costume upgrades. And finally, you have Red Elaine here, and her kit inflicts damage equal to 240% on one enemy, then 300% with the fills ultimate move orb, ultimate gauge by 1, so you've got Escanor's ability right there. And then inflicts damage to 500% attack on one enemy, fills the ultimate move gauge by 2 orbs. So very powerful. This has got to be one of the best single target abilities in the game, especially for building up your ultimate gauge. So definitely not a weak skill card one there. Then you have her second ability here, decreases defense-related stats of all enemies by 20%, then at 30% and 40%, but it gets the rank 3 compared to the rank 2 gets increased to 3 turns instead of just 2 turns. Her ultimate here is going to be Elaine's ultimate, of course, so if you already have the green Elaine, then you're familiar with this. Cancels buffs and stances on one enemy, inflicts damage to 490% of attack, then stuns for 1 turn, and you can see that go up to 735%. And her passive unique, which is really, really cool, increases status-related buff effects by 1.5 times for all allies in deathmatch. So this means that any kind of buff effects that you have on any allies in deathmatch are going to get amplified by an additional 50%. So very, very cool for a support type passive right there. And I think she's probably the best of the three, but obviously because I haven't played JP, I can't really be 100% sure. But just going off of the skill kits and the passive, I definitely think that this is going to have some pretty cool applications. And she is, of course, going to be for the Crimson Demons. So, you know, like I said, though, these units, they're not necessarily really mostly about their power. It's really about them being used for the Hell Raids, for the costume upgrade materials. But you absolutely want to consider preparing now because I think with the hints and the teasers that we've gotten, this could definitely be sooner than expected. But nonetheless, even worst case scenario, even if this doesn't come out all the way until Valentine's Day, which is many, many months away, because there's a lot of stuff to prepare for, at least it's out there early so you guys can be aware of it starting now. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video nonetheless. And if you guys did and you want more videos like this in the future, consider subscribing to the channel. Feel free to toss a quick like as well. It really does mean more than you can imagine. So thank you so much to all of you guys who decide to quickly do that. And more Grand Cross Global videos should be popping up on the screen right about now or in the suggested videos to your right or below. Feel free to check them out. But if not, until next time, have a fantastic day, everyone. Take care. And this is Salt of the Salty Guild, signing out.